Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack the essential insights from information you really need. And today, we're tackling something absolutely fundamental for anyone in short-term rentals: cleanliness. I mean, it sounds basic, but it's really the bedrock, isn't it? That thing that takes a stay from just okay to genuinely 5-star. Guests now, they pretty much expect hotel-level hygiene. Doesn't matter if it's a fancy beach house or, a city flat. So our mission today is to really dig into Planbnb's 5-star Airbnb cleaning system. They detailed it on their blog, and this isn't just like wiping surfaces. It sounds like a really structured, almost strategic operation they run, especially in places like Kavala in Greece. We want to figure out the actual processes, the philosophy that lets them hit these high standards consistently, and crucially, what you might be able to take away from it. Honestly, the level of detail and automation they mention, it seems like it goes way beyond just basic tidying up. Okay, so let's start there. How exactly does Planbnb manage to elevate cleaning from, well, a chore into something central to their whole business? It sounds quite strategic.
It really is. And what's fascinating, is that it's explicit in their philosophy. Cleanliness isn't just a nice-to-have service they tack on. It's presented as a core strategic pillar. It's baked right into how they operate their hosting business. They clearly get that today's guests arrive expecting, perfection. Sparkling bathrooms, linens that feel absolutely fresh, zero evidence anyone was there before them.
Right, no stray hairs.
Exactly. So for Planbnb, success really seems to hinge on treating this cleaning process not as some operational afterthought, but as a properly structured system, a system that directly feeds into getting those consistent 5-star ratings. It's genuinely fundamental to their reputation.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So they've got the philosophy nailed down, but how do they actually do it operationally? Managing the logistics for potentially lots of properties turning over quickly. How do they avoid things falling through the cracks?
Well, this is where the tech comes in. They've apparently built this pretty impressive efficiency engine. The moment a guest checks out, boom, the cleaning team gets an automatic notification instantly.
Seems like it. This smooth handoff is possible because they integrate with platforms. They mention Hostub specifically, and that gives them real-time visibility on check-in and check-out times.
Oh,
So that means they can schedule the crews really efficiently. It helps them avoid, those last-minute scrambles or, worse, completely missed cleanings.
Yeah, I could see that.
Might sound simple, but having that automation just removes a massive potential headache.
That automatic notification, that sounds like a total game changer. Eliminates phone tag, confusion.
Right.
But okay, notification received. Who actually shows up? Are these just like standard local cleaners, or is there something different about their teams?
Yeah, this is another area where they seem quite deliberate. They specifically say they don't rely on random cleaners. Instead, they use trained and supervised teams. And that word trained is key for getting consistency, right? But here's what really stood out to me. Every home we manage has its own cleaning file.
A file for each property. Exactly. And these aren't just generic tick boxes. They're customized for each property. They apparently detail really specific things like how the beds are made, precisely where amenities are placed, exactly what to restock, even down to how the patio furniture should be arranged.
Wow.
It's those seemingly small details, they argue, that add up to create that consistent, trustworthy experience for guests.
That level of detail is, well, it's intense, but I can see how it avoids so many potential little annoyances for guests.
Yeah.
Like wondering where the coffee pods are supposed to be.
Precisely.
But thinking about someone listening to this, maybe managing just 1 or 2 properties, that level of system might feel a bit much. Does the blog give any hints on maybe simpler starting points? Or does it touch on whether this detailed approach actually costs more upfront?
That's a fair point about scalability.
Yeah.
The source doesn't explicitly lay out like, hey, Planbnb, like starting guide. But I think the core takeaway is the mindset, the philosophy of focusing on detail. Even if you only have one rental, you could absolutely create your own detailed cleaning file for that specific space. Maybe base it on past guest feedback or your own stay. That alone would be a big step up.
So start small, but be specific.
Exactly. And regarding cost, the blog sort of frames it differently. It implies the investment in training, in systems, in these detailed files. It pays off. It pays off through achieving that consistent 5-star standard and how that directly impacts bookings and reviews. So less an extra cost, more cost of doing business at that level.
Right, an investment in reputation, not just an expense line. Okay, so they invest in these trained teams and detailed plans. But how do they ensure it actually happens every single time? Is there a quality control loop? What about feedback?
Yes, and they seem to take feedback very seriously. They have what sounds like a really robust feedback loop in place. If a guest mentions cleanliness in a review, good or bad, they apparently investigate it.
They follow up.
Yeah, they talk directly to the cleaner who was assigned to that specific turnover. And often, based on that feedback, they'll actually adjust the cleaning instructions for that specific property. So the file gets updated.
Ah, it's the dynamic.
Exactly. It creates this model of continuous improvement,
Yeah.
which they say is how they maintain that 5-star standard across more than 50 active listings.
50 listings. Wow. That system needs to be robust then.
For sure. And it's not just about fixing problems. Positive feedback matters too. If reviews rave about how spotless a place was, that can lead to bonuses or recognition for the cleaner,
Oh, interesting.
which, naturally encourages consistency and pride in the work. So the cleaners themselves feel directly connected to the guest experience and the reviews.
Okay, so it's not just about the basic turnover clean then. It sounds like they're thinking longer term too. You mentioned these seasonal deep cleans. And what's the staging thing? Is that part of cleaning?
Yeah, they definitely look beyond just the immediate checkout check-in cycle. These seasonal deep cleans are positioned as essential. Especially, they note, in places like Kavala and Nea Iraklitsa's coastal areas, you get a lot of dust, sand, plus just heavy wear and tear during peak season.
Makes sense. So what does deep mean here?
Well, they give examples like behind the sofa dusting, proper deep tile scrubbing, getting the curtains steamed, even full appliance refreshes, things you wouldn't do every single turnover.
Okay, the really thorough stuff.
Right. And these are important not just for maintenance, but also maybe for mid-season rephotography or to relist them on other booking sites, keeping the property looking absolutely top-notch.
Always photo ready.
Pretty much. It's about boosting that perceived value, not just ticking a basic cleaning box. And then staging comes in right at the end of the clean. It's those finishing touches. Things like fluffing pillows, making sure furniture is perfectly aligned, folding towels just so. Little things that make a space feel inviting.
The Instagrammable moment.
Kind of. But it translates, they claim, into better photos, higher guest satisfaction, and improved reviews. It completes the picture.
That attention to detail, creating that trust, it must be incredibly valuable, especially for remote owners. I know that's a huge challenge for many hosts, finding reliable help when you're not there. Did the blog touch on how Planbnb specifically helps those hosts, the ones managing from afar?
It absolutely did. That seems to be a key part of their value proposition. They highlight that one of the biggest frustrations they solve, particularly for, say, foreign homeowners who manage their Airbnb remotely, maybe from Germany, Bulgaria, Romania, they mentioned, is the sheer lack of reliable cleaning options locally.
Right, finding good people you can trust from miles away.
Exactly. Planbnb positions themselves as the solution that eliminates this headache. They assure clients they never have to coordinate or double-check. And to build that confidence, especially when you can't just pop over to inspect yourself, they do things like sending before and after photos of cleanings upon request.
Oh, that's smart proof.
Yeah, visual proof. And they also provide a live calendar showing the status of each turnover. So the owner has transparency, they can see what's happening in real time.
Wow, imagine living abroad and having that kind of visibility. That's serious peace of mind.
Huge peace of mind. It's all geared towards building that essential trust for remote management.
So bringing it all together then, what this deep dive into Planbnb's system shows us is, well, it's not just about hiring good cleaners, is it?
Not at all.
Their success seems rooted in treating cleaning as this incredibly detailed, systematic operation, something that's constantly being refined through feedback. It's genuinely a core business strategy for them, not just, a janitorial service.
Yep.
And the big takeaway from Planbnb seems pretty clear. A truly spotless home isn't just a bonus feature, it's fundamental. It directly drives bookings and those all-important 5-star reviews. A clean home is a booked home, as they might say.
Couldn't agree more. And it leaves us with a final thought, perhaps. How could this level of dedication to custom checklists, to constant feedback loops, even to proactive staging, how could that apply in your own work? Or even personal projects? Where could paying attention to those seemingly small, granular details make that 5-star difference for you? What's that one specific thing you could systematize to get a consistently excellent result time after time?